The information on this podcast is not a substitute for seeking help from a qualified licensed professional counselor or a qualified licensed medical provider.
Hello and welcome back to another session of the Evolving Chair podcast with your host, Lakeisha. So this weekend has been pretty relaxing, ironically enough. I didn't have too much to do. I did celebrate a friend's birthday. It was like a Mardi Gras type of theme, which was really fun. But I really relaxed and was just focusing on different business projects and getting stuff together for the Evolving Chair. And just really enjoying my babies as well. So it felt good to have this weekend to myself because the past several weekends I've been really busy doing different events, which is always nice, and meeting new people. However, we all know self-care is key. And for me to really practice self-care this weekend by actually doing nothing. So I'm so excited about that. But we are diving straight into pop therapy, and we are going to be talking a little bit about Black Panther, the movie. So I hope everybody did watch it. I'm not going into details, but you know, I know we still have the buzz going around Black Panther and Wakanda Forever. And after taking some time to just let the movie soak in, me being the clinician I am, right? I'm analyzing the movie and just thinking, because in the movie, we know that Wakanda is not a real place. It's a fictional place. And so I thought about if in reality we actually lived in a world similar to Wakanda, meaning like we didn't see any racism, we didn't see any poverty or any like chronic illnesses. And that came about because I was just seeing how the elements of mental health within the community could be relayed within that movie. And just for the simple fact of the three things that I highlighted, racism, poverty, and chronic illness, those are the three major leading causes of a mental health issue within the Black community. And in the Black community, depression and anxiety rates are definitely skyrocketing. And I thought about, if we actually lived in a place like Wakanda, would we see less depression and anxiety amongst people of color? And I want to challenge you guys and have you guys think about that question and tweet me your responses, DM me, post it on my wall. Do you think if we lived in a place of Wakanda where we in the movie, we didn't see, in Wakanda, we didn't see racism or poverty or anything like that. And do you think if we actually lived in a place like that, would there be a decrease or maybe none at all, depression and anxiety? And another question too, I kind of want you guys to think about is, how can we create that space? We know at the end of the day, we can't rid of all the bad, negative things that are happening in the world, but how can we do our part to create an environment amongst our community to decrease depression and anxiety? And so that's my pop therapy segment piece that I really want you guys to think about. And just like I said, tweet me, DM me, post it on my wall what your thoughts are. And we'll be right back after this. Are you feeling angry all the time? Irritated by every little thing? Feeling like you can't control your anger? Or even involved in legal issues because of it? Well, join my anger management group for adults, which is called Disrupt the Pattern. The group will begin Monday, March 19th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. I only have 8 spots available. And in this group, you'll learn what anger is, discover how anger fits in our life. You'll learn skills and techniques to break the cycle of the anger trap. And you will be in this program for 6 weeks. You'll get a certificate upon completion along with a workbook, all for $150. So either go to my website at www.theevolvingchair.com to sign up, or send me an email at lakeisha@theevolvingchair.com. So we are back, and today we are talking about self-worth, which is also self-esteem. So do you know that you're enough? And remember, self-worth is like identity. It's formed soon as we're born without our parents consciously knowing. And I was actually featured in an article where I highlighted tips to help build your 4-year-old self-esteem. And I'll put the link to that article within the show descriptions. And you can go to my website at www.theevolvingchair.com to also see the article I was featured in to help increase your child's self-esteem in the earlier stages. But our life experiences shape our self-worth. Many individuals that I work with say things like, I'm born like this, it's in my genetics, this is just how I'm programmed to be. But did you know that we can shape our own self-worth and don't have to leave it up to just our upbringing or our experiences? Because remember, self-worth is developed through our own thoughts and our behaviors. And those behaviors reinforce those thoughts of what we think about ourselves. So I'm going to tackle this in 2 ways. The first way, I'm going to highlight the 5 things that can alter your self-worth. And then the next step, I'll highlight 4 things that can help increase your self-worth. So the first one to alter your self-worth is comparing yourself to others. When you compare yourself to others, your perception of reality is warped. So you're comparing yourself to unrealistic goals, as everyone is different with their talents and gifts and purposes. Number 2, negative self-talk. So you feed your inner critic with things like, I can't do that like her or him. I'm not good enough. I don't speak well like they do. It's so easy to continue in negative self-talk based on a not so good experience. Number 3, you focus in on the negative, constantly looking at what didn't go right versus looking at what did go right or reframing how I can make this better. Number 4, you're constantly aiming to be perfect. When you don't allow yourself room to make error, you will continue to reinforce the negative self-talk. Number 5, you're focusing on your appearance. And so, not to say that beauty doesn't enhance certain things for us, but when the wrinkles come, the bags under the eyes, blemishes, things like that, how can you deviate who you are and your value if you're so focused on the outer appearance? So now I'm going to shift it to 4 ways to keep your self-worth healthy or to increase it. So number 1 is value what you have to say. When we value our own opinions and insights, especially when others disagree, we won't take it personally and know that not everyone will agree with you and that it's okay. And we'll have a clear picture that when others don't agree with us, it isn't a reflection of our ability or how smart we are. Number 2, acknowledging what can be changed and what can't be. When we can let go of what we can't change, we can place our focus and energy on the things that we can and use positive self-talk. Number 3, soak in the compliments. Truly taking in the compliments given to you. To practice this, it could be writing it down and reading the compliments every day just to decrease how uncomfortable it may feel for you to get those compliments. And number 4, fall in love with you, knowing that you are enough. Last session, I actually had my guest, Arnita, come on, and that was something she gave us as a wellness tip about falling in love with yourself and loving your own company and being okay in all of that. And I just want to reiterate that we need to fall in love with ourselves first. And one thing she challenged us with our wellness tip was to, for a week, go and tell yourself you love you in the mirror. And she talked about how it might feel uncomfortable at first, but that is something that we need to do. And so I want to push you guys to continue that challenge. For those of you that this is what you do regularly, great, keep it up. But for those of you that's like, I don't tell myself I love me, because that was something that I acknowledged last session, was that, I talk to individuals that I work with about just loving themselves and loving who they are, but yet I don't really do that with myself. Like I tell my kids, I love you. Like you love you, right? Like, but yet that is something that I don't cognizantly do. And so this past week, I've actually been doing that. And it's so funny because, right, so you're looking in the mirror and you're just like, I love me. I do. And like, I just bust out laughing because I was like, you know what? I love me. Like, I look good. I love all of me. But yes, so I want to continue to challenge you guys to keep up with that. Because again, that was her wellness tip for last session. And I just want you guys to continue with that motive. And we'll be right back after this, wrapping up with the wellness tip. For you, the listeners of the Evolving Chair podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. Personally, I recommend Soar by Bishop T.D. Jakes. If you're feeling stuck with getting your business off the ground or taking it to the next level, this is the book for you. It will surely have you soaring high like eagles. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/TECPOD. Again, that's audibletrial.com/TECPOD for your free audiobook today. And we are back. So right before I cut out, the wellness tip of the week will be to journal this week. I know some of you are probably like, oh, I don't like writing. But, writing can be so therapeutic. It helps decrease our stress levels and anxiety levels. And so I just encourage you all, if you have a few moments before you go to bed to reflect on your day. And just highlight something good within the day, whether it was somebody holding the door for you or somebody giving you a compliment, or maybe even you did something good for somebody. So I challenge you guys that, and let me know what those good things are that you are reflecting on for each day. So for a whole week, I'm challenging you to journal about something good that has happened, because there's always something good in the day, regardless of how crazy or wonky a day may look like for us. And so until next time, peace. Hey, TC listeners, don't forget to like and subscribe this podcast. It can be found on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. And don't forget to connect with me on social media, on Instagram at The Evolving Chair, Facebook, The Evolving Chair, Twitter at The Evolving Chair without the R, and my new email address, podcast@theevolvingchair.com. So send in your questions if you are interested in being a guest or want to be on the chair with Lakeisha.